Hey, thank you and welcome again, you guys, for joining me here on Stirring the Pot. Like I said before, you guys have to please excuse the audio and video of today. To turn around and to produce stuff like this, it costs us money. And I had a stroke a while back. I had a mini stroke that prevented me from working for a while and just kind of knocked me out and barely getting myself back. So, what I want to talk about today is some of the stuff that's going on within this Democratic Party regarding, like, who's running the show for them, who's their leader, going back to with them being against these ICE raids and also, they're all of a sudden they're changed in the party. So, what I find it odd and strange is how all of a sudden now that the Democratic Party is trying to be this party where they're, at least to me, it just seems like they're just trying so hard to try to reconnect with the everyday people. And it's failing majorly. It's failing majorly. It's horrible. It's horrible. There's no words to describe the way these people are and how they deal with things. It's kind of crazy because you have some of these people who are trying so hard to be kind of ghetto-ish, I guess you could say, like this Jasmine Crockett. You have, her going out there running her mouth off, saying the things that she said, things that are unbecoming of a congressperson that's supposed to be representing the American people, the constituents of her state. And most of all, I just feel like she is really not doing her part in trying to make things work for her state. Because they did interview her, and they had asked her a question, like what has she done regarding to help progress her state, doing laws and so forth. And she said she isn't doing anything about it. Her focus is trying to bring down Donald Trump and trying to bring down Elon Musk. It's like, why would you want someone like that in that position? And her goal is not to do anything other than just try and take down Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Please excuse my dog. He's walking in the background. That's my weenie dog, Milo. So, and then she turns around and she says all these other outlandish things. Like when they asked her, if you were to be in front of Elon Musk right now, what would you say? F off. She went out there and she insulted Marjorie Green Taylor by calling her like a butch-built blonde. And then today or yesterday, I think it was, I guess she was at this humanity conference or some kind of a show regarding like humanity, from LGBTQ to everything that's out there. And she turns around and she calls the governor of Texas a hot mess on wheels, and pretty much insulted a guy that's paraplegic, that's handicapped, and she's supposed to be there for a humanity dinner slash show, whatever it is. I find it ironic is that if that would have been a Republican, if I would have been someone from the right who turned around and said something like that about somebody from the left, they would be having a heart attack. They would be crying. They would be complaining and everything. And I just think it's insulting. It's disgusting. Even with myself, I'm a former Democrat. I was someone that used to think on the left, but I'm kind of somewhat in the independent side and a Republican side, because the values that Republicans have, I was raised on. Um, you know, I have morals, you know, but then again, I'm kind of independent because I'm a free thinker, and I really don't like no one trying to talk to me or make me believe what they believe. You know, I'm a free thinker. But the thing is like I said, you know, I find it disgusting how Jasmine Crockett is going out there and saying stuff like that, you know, and, you know, her coming out one of her interviews. Oh, I'm only here for a selfish reason. My birthday's on the 29th, and all I want is for Elon Musk to be taken care of. Now, if you're in Congress and you're in that position, there's a certain decor that you guys have in being a professional. And for you to turn around and go out there and say something like that, you're only encouraging people that are sick-minded to go out there and act on it. You know, but yet she's saying the following day that she wasn't condoning violence or anything like that, but, you know, it was just something that she said. Now, from my understanding about her and what I looked up online was that she wasn't really ghetto, man. Her parents were pastors of a church, a Baptist church. How can you be a pastor's kid and say and act the way that you do? I'm pretty sure that you guys, or she was raised better than that, you know. And for her to talk the way she did is, and the way she acts, you know, is it just an act that she's doing? Is she only doing that to get people to accept her? I don't know. But just because you went to college and just because you have a degree in law and whatever it is that she has a degree on does not make you a smart person, you know. And I mean, I have to admit, like everybody out there's been calling her the ghetto mayor by the way she acts and the way she talks. And not only her, but you have Omar, you have AOC, the Bernie Sanders, people who are trying to be aggressive in that manner and trying to prove themselves to be tough people. They want to go out there and criticize everybody from the right for everything they do, but when people do that to them, they're hollering and crying. You know, and it's really hard in these times, the way this world is. You know, there's so much division. And the Democratic Party is supposed to be the party of uniting us together, but all they do is slander people that are Republicans. They slander the conservatives. They alienate people that they're supposed to be trying to win over, and then with this new persona of them being tough and them being, you know, trying to be ghetto, and that you have to be aggressive, and, you know, it's not working. It's not working at all. And then you look at like Tim Walz, you know, he felt insulted by conservative men who turn around and question him and his manhood, if he's really a real man, you know, like a manly man, you know. And then he turns around and he says stuff about, you know, he can kick the asses of Trump supporters. I doubt it very much he can. You know, I respect the fact that he was military, but I don't respect the fact that he claimed to be a person that was in war, in which he never was. He abandoned his group. He would rather get out of the military instead of going overseas like he was supposed to. So, for a guy like that, you know, and the things that he says, especially when he was saying about Elon Musk, you know, that they just, you know, hope that Tesla bombs, knowing that Tesla has one of the biggest plants out there in Minnesota, and that's his own state, that's his own constituents. So he's pretty much wishing those who depend their livelihoods building Teslas, he's wishing them to lose out on their jobs. Bad as it is, Tesla's under attack. You know, you got people throwing those like bombs. They're setting Tesla's buildings on fire. They're burning up the charging stations. They're attacking people's cars. You know, and all this goes back to this Democratic Party who's so erratic now, and they're going out there radicalizing their base voters, these young people, manipulating them and convincing them that how bad Elon Musk is, how bad all this is, that they're attacking, you know, people who own Teslas. They're attacking, like I said, the charging stations. They're attacking these Tesla stores. What's it going to take? What is it going to take for someone to die, for these Democrats to open their eyes? And it's just funny because just like earlier today, they had a young man that's pressing charges, a young reporter pressing charges on Jasmine Crockett because, and I watched the video, all he did was ask her questions. Are you going to condemn the violence that's going on right now against Tesla, against Elon Musk? Are you going to condemn this? And she went out. You can see her literally reaching forward toward that guy, assaulted him. Then she tried taking his phone, you know. So now she's got to reap what she sows, you know. But I just don't get it. I don't get it how all of a sudden these Democrats, they're so radicalized and that they don't think straight no more. It's like they lost all morals. They lost their morals. They lost their standards. You know, they're losing voters now. They're losing some of the people that are in Congress or in Senate. They're switching sides because that is not the Democratic Party that they believe in. That's not the Democratic Party that I believe in. You know, and there's a reason why I jumped ship. It's because I didn't like where it was going. It didn't represent anything in my values. You know, anything with my morals. And, you know, they go out there and they're trying to say that the Latinos, that we're being targeted. And it's not even true. We're not being targeted. They're making something bigger than what it is regarding immigration. You know, and this is the way I see it. They turn around and say they're worried about us being deported. But I think what they're really worried about is who's going to pick crops for them. As one of this CNN not host, but there was a CNN guest on one of these shows that they said, well, who's going to pick our strawberries? Who's going to pick our fruits for our drinks from Starbucks? You know, they don't see us as constituents. They don't see us equals to them. All they see us is as labor workers because they're not going to want to do it. You know, so that's how they think little of us. We're the harvesters. We're the lemon pickers. We're the orange pickers. We're the strawberry pickers. We're the ones that harvest. They can't look at us and see, hey, you know what? They're more than that. I see a future doctor. I see a future lawyer. I see a future baseball player, pro baseball player, pro football player. You know, I see them as somebody that's going to make a difference in our country, and not just picking strawberries, not just picking fruits and harvesting and stuff. You know, that's how they see us, as just fruit pickers, harvesters. So if you look at it again, they have a plantation and they see us as their little slaves because they want us to say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, senor, yes, senor. That's how they see us begging and groveling, like they're doing us a favor. And they're trying to win us over with giving us free health care, free this, free that. With everything that's free, there's a price for it. And they want our loyalty to them. And I like to think that us Chicanos, us Mexican Americans, us Latinos are better than that. You know, I don't see myself as an orange picker. I mean, when I was a kid, when I was little, I used to go pick oranges out there where I was from in California, in San Paulo. I went to help pick oranges. I went to help pick lemons. I picked strawberries during the summer with my dad. I used to go with my dad to pick strawberries. I mean, I did things that kids today won't do. But the thing is that that's all they see us as. And if you look at me now, yes, I'm not gonna lie. If you look at my thing, it says bus driver Dave. I drive a school bus. I do. But also too, I'm a substitute teacher. I teach intervention. I teach kids with English learning disabilities. So I'm more than just a harvester. I'm someone who makes a difference in someone's life as an educator. But, you know, that's not what the Democrats see us as. Especially people like Jasmine Crockett, the Bernie Sanders, the AOCs, you know, all these socialist people, they don't see us like that. You know, and, you know, they're out there complaining that the elite, the oligarchs, the rich people, the billionaires, they seem to forget they got George Soros by their side. They seem to forget that half of those Democratic leaders are millionaires. And not just by $1 million or $2 million. Their net worth reaches up into double digits. And how they got the double digits and the millions is beyond me, especially when they're only supposed to be getting paid $140,000, $150,000, or $175,000 a year. So, you know, just getting back to the fact that this Democratic Party is just flat out delusional. And I just don't get how, you know, how they think that them changing their attitudes, trying to be these aggressives, you know, trying to think that they're tough people, and they're not. They went from being super sensitive, being loving, being caring, to being people that are encouraging other people to destroy America. I believe in people protesting. I believe in people going out there making their voices heard. But what I don't believe in is when they start doing violence and when they start doing things that's going to end up hurt, may possibly kill somebody one day. And the funny thing about it, they won't condemn it. Any of them won't do it. And it's just going to be a matter of time, because you got the Maxine Waters out there who opens and runs their mouth like the way she does. She promotes violence. Jasmine Crockett promotes violence. You see some of these Hollywood actors, on which totally surprises me with this. John Cusack, Lloyd Dobler, Lloyd, Alone and Boyd, Mr. Just Say Anything. I want my $2 from oh my God, I forgot the name of the movie, but it's one of my favorite movies though, with John Cusack. But, you know, the characters he's played, you know, and Better Off Dead, there you go. You know, guys that I grew up admiring, like, man, those guys are awesome actors, this and that. Dude's a total socialist. He's another one that goes out there and is promoting violence. You know, he seems to forget that he was, you know, I don't know if he's a millionaire or not, but he comes from a very prominent acting family. You know, so it's like he's out there promoting, telling people to go out there and do things, that they need a team, that they need to take out these Republican leaders. And then you got Bill Preston Esquire, Bill and Ted, Alex Winters, turning around and saying the same thing. You know, that they need to go out there and they need to take out the Elon Musk of the world, so Donald Trumps of the world. You know, guys like that in Hollywood need to just shut up already. Because the more you guys talk, the stuff that you guys talk, you guys are losing the core, I wouldn't say the core fan base, but the core of what makes your party strong are the American voters, and you guys are losing them. And I don't think they're ever going to win another election, not for many years to come. Because They're going out there and they're trying to sabotage everything what Trump is trying to do right now. They're trying to sabotage everything to make him look bad, to make people feel like, hey, he's not doing as he said he's going to do. He hasn't lowered the prices of eggs. He hasn't lowered the cost of the cost of living. He hasn't lowered the cost of food and everything. Well, you know what? It does take time, and it's hard to do anything when you got all these activist judges and all these activists in every form of business that are trying to keep him from doing his job. And some of them say, well, he doesn't have a mandate. Yeah, he does, because he said he was going to do certain things at a certain amount of time in his first 100 days in office. So he can't accomplish anything when everybody's fighting him on it. And then when you get a lot of these left nut job judges who's stopping him from doing things like to make things successful for us, that's not helping either. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an all-American person who's out there every day, does his job, teaches, makes a difference. Oh, yeah, and another thing. And then you got all these celebrities, you got all these Democrats whining and complaining because you got people who work for the government that are being laid off. Boo hoo hoo hoo. I'm not feeling sorry for these people whatsoever. You know, because they're still young. A lot of these people, from my understanding, these are young people in their mid-20s, early 30s. They got time to make a career change. Think about it. They think they were going to be able to sit at home all day and work from home while real people are getting up at 4, 3 in the morning to be at work by 6, to work 10, 12-hour days, to come home just to relax for maybe an hour, just to go to bed, to get up and do this over again. Where was all this sympathy when people were losing their jobs during COVID? People that were hardworking Americans, people who dedicate their lives being paramedics, being police officers, being school teachers, people that made a difference, and people were being let go from their jobs because they wouldn't take an experimental vaccination. You know, what was the sympathy then? But yet you want us to have sympathy for people who ain't doing nothing with their young lives other than collecting a paycheck and getting free health benefits because the government pays for your insurance. So, you know, I'm not going to show pity with that to anybody at all. Dude, I have a rare blood disorder. I had a knee surgery that went wrong. I have health issues, but I get up every day to go to work. I'm out of my house at 4:30 in the morning. I go to the gym, I work out, and then I go straight to work. And then from 6 o'clock to 4:30 in the afternoon, I'm at work. I'm driving a bus, I'm teaching, I'm doing all these things besides being a husband, besides being a father to grown men. You know, I still got priorities. You know, and I'm out there preparing my lessons plans for the next day at the school. So I don't know what to say. You know, like I said, you know, I do apologize. I apologize that the audio, the video is not high quality. Maybe with some of the things I put out in the past, but like I said, I don't have the money to keep affording to pay for certain things to go. But as long as I have a way to get my voice out there and have people hear me, I'm going to keep making videos. And to me, this is still a reaction because I'm reacting to things that are going out there every day. And just know I'm not going to talk about things. I'm not going to say things that I don't do my research on. So, YouTube, chill out. I am just reporting what I see. I'm commenting on what I see. I am just blogging about the stuff that I see every day. But like I said, I'm not going to report about anything. I'm not going to talk about anything that I know nothing about. So with that, I'm going to keep producing this. So just subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, tell me what you guys would like to talk about. And I'll try and be as real as I can. With that, you guys have a great night.